Hi everyone, I'm Gui. I live in an urban village in southern China. It's a different world from the tall, shining buildings you might think of. Lots of low-income people live here. The only good thing is the rent is cheap, and it's close to the city center. Lately, I've been buried in work. There's so much I need to learn. I have to watch out for younger people who might take my job, and also for AI. So I can't slow down, not even for a second. My mother sent me a package a few days ago, but I haven't had time to pick it up. She's been texting me, telling me to go get it soon. It's dried sweet potatoes. She grew them herself, back in our hometown, thousands of miles away. 3 kilograms. That's a lot. But I have to finish every piece, because the shipping cost her more than the sweet potatoes themselves.
这么大一包怎么吃得完？
We didn't always get along, but ever since I moved to this unfamiliar city alone to work, 1,000 miles away from her, the distance somehow softened the tension between us.
刚才取到了，正在吃。
Every month on payday, I transfer 1,000 yuan to her online. She doesn't have a real job, no income. She just keeps a few chickens, a dog, and grows some corn and sweet potatoes at home. This past Chinese New Year, I bought her a new phone and a new TV to hang in her bedroom. She was really happy when she got them.
没穿习惯，没穿习惯，他都不敢走了。
She once said she wanted to come see me, but I don't want her to. In her mind, I'm making good money in a big, bustling city, renting a nice, expensive apartment, living a free and colorful life. I can't bear to shatter that image for her. I almost never tell her about my problems. She can't help me feel better. Actually, it would only make her emotional problems worse. She has worried about me my whole life. I don't want her to worry anymore. I was born in 1989. That was one of the strictest years of China's one-child policy. Having a second child was illegal. Giving birth without being married was also illegal. My mother wasn't married. Some man I don't know left her. But she still chose to have me secretly. So I had no birth certificate. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't work. I couldn't do any of the things a normal kid could do. In other words, I was a ghost. I was alive, but I didn't exist. I got my curly hair from that man. I hate it, just like I hate him. I once went to a barber shop and shaved my head completely. But it kept growing back. So I just learned to ignore it and let it be. That was the first time I ever went to a barber shop on my own. The other times, my mother dragged me there. She made the barber straighten my hair, so I'd look prettier. Then she took me on blind dates. I know she really hopes I'll marry a good guy, preferably a rich one, and have a good life. Because she's sacrificed so much for me. My illegal birth shamed her entire family. Her own father kicked her out. She never saw him again until the day he died. As I remember it, she was always anxious and in pain. It made her short-tempered. I was too young to understand back then. Now I do. She risked everything to have me. She placed so much hope in me. But first, I had to become legal. She married a man when I was still a baby. But they divorced a few years later. I don't know why. All I know is that marriage didn't make me legal. The policy was too strict. She was desperate. Then she met another man. He used his connections to get me into school. Primary and middle school. That's compulsory education in China. It wasn't too hard to sneak in. But high school was different. That trick didn't work anymore. I was already 13. High school was coming fast. My mother was frantic until she moved to another city and met my stepfather. In his city, the one-child policy wasn't as strict as in her hometown. Many families who had a daughter first could have a second child. Somehow, they finally made me legal. That day, my mother cried. They never had their own kids, so I became their only daughter.
Mom!
明年回来呀？
明年回来呀？
哎呀，一年都看到姑娘了呀！一年都没那个看到姑娘把东西拿出来噻。哎呀，我那个是不理得搞。
Now, I'm on my own, working in a big city in southern China, a city that's too hot for me most of the year. My mother stays in our rural hometown, in the middle of the country. My stepfather does hard labor on construction sites in northern China. The videos he sends are always covered in heavy snow. He likes filming, even though his hands shake. But that's not the main reason he'll never be a great filmmaker. The real reason is he always forgets to press the record button. To survive, our family is split into 3 different places. We only reunite once a year for Chinese New Year. I was not a lucky child from the start, but now I'm trying my hardest. I take care of myself. I save as much money as I can. I'll probably never have my own house. I might end up alone forever. But I know, as long as I still look forward to being with my family again, as long as I want to give them a better life, I won't lose the drive to keep going.